People, of course, talking about a Republican-led Congress and the implications for Taiwan. Of course, Biden unable to stop Pelosi from traveling to the island over the summer. There's been a lot of talk that, a Republican-dominated Congress could intensify the situation, be more escalatory. How helpful do you think that this would be in terms of more visits that we could potentially see to Taiwan, given the reaction that we've already seen from Beijing? Because, someone like Kevin McCarthy heading over would perhaps not go down well.
Well, as you sort of indicate, helpful is in the eye of the beholder. I would say this, that Taiwan is probably the single most bipartisan issue right now on Capitol Hill. There are very few of them. China policy itself is a bipartisan agreement. I think Taiwan, though, the support is stronger than I have seen it at any point in the last 40 years or more. So I think that what a Republican or a Democrat decides to do will certainly leave Beijing angry and no doubt will at times, quote unquote, raise tensions. But the fact of the matter is that congressional support for Taiwan is a reality. And I think it's only going to be something that will continue and strengthen in the coming years.
Continue and strengthen in the coming years. So does that mean that the policy will remain deliberately vague, the US policy towards Taiwan, or are we going to see more, Jeremy, from along the lines of what we saw from the president earlier this year when he made his first trip to Asia, and he made some what sounded to be strong commitments to Taiwan should it come to a Chinese invasion?
Well, I think that the strong commitments have basically outweighed the vagueness over the past year considerably. And I think that this is a case where words speak as loud as actions, in other words. Although it's interesting to note that at his press conference today, President Biden did not reiterate some of his statements about defending Taiwan when asked directly about it by Bloomberg. Nonetheless, whether it's Nancy Pelosi or Kevin McCarthy, or if Kevin McCarthy is not the speaker, someone else, I think that the pattern of congressional leadership visiting Taiwan has been established and will continue.
Well, just in terms of if we see a Republican-led Congress and things become a little bit inflexible, perhaps for Biden in terms of his relationship with other countries and how he deals with China, could we see any difference in how Biden deals with countries, perhaps in this part of the world, when it comes to Beijing?
Right. Sorry, I understand that. No, I don't think that that's going to change. I think there's pretty broad support for what Biden is doing with Asia in terms of strengthening partnerships and confronting China, although they would call it competing with China. In terms of flexibility on China, I said earlier that China policy right now, this much stronger confrontation, is very much a bipartisan policy. And I don't think that is going to change before 2024, because I think Biden is acutely aware of the fact that if he appears to be quote unquote soft on China, he will be attacked in the campaign.